Let's discuss some insights. The doctrine of the image of God can provide into the doctrine of God and the Church. To the doctrine of God, the image of God allows Christians to better understand the progress of the divine eschatological plan. That despite humanity has been tainted by sin, we are going to a point where the triune God will restore the created order in its totality, including the part of the image that was broken. All this process of restoration has been through Christ. In fact, God will not only restore His creation through Christ in the future. As important as the previous implication, there is an aspect that happened in the cross. God, through Christ, restored the communication between the triune God and humanity, restoring the image of God in the believer, as the Apostle Paul suggests in the 2nd chapter of Colossians. The doctrine of the image of God also has implications for the Church. It is important the Church, as the body of Christ, understands that being created in the image of God has both senses. A broad sense which avoids excluding marginalized groups in our society, such as women, people of color, and people with disabilities, and a narrow sense which emphasizes the redemptive work of Christ for those who are called into the Church. As noted, God not only restores the image in the present life, He is working in us, preparing us for the eschaton, when every faithful follower of Christ will be glorified, and when the image of God will be restored in its totality. Here it is the importance of this doctrine for the Church. If the Church fails to pay attention to this twofold dimension of the image of God, it might create a series of problems for the healthy development of a person's Christian life. On one hand, if the narrow sense of the image of God is downplayed, then it might cause some Christians to forget the importance of the Christian life in areas as morality and perseverance until Christ's return. On the other hand, if we locate the image of God solely in the intellect or any other human characteristic, we might leave no room for an inclusive theology that concerns everyone. Sometimes in the past, certain groups have charged the traditional views to understand the image of God as incomplete, or as they served a basis to promote discrimination. For instance, theologians who believe the image of God refers to an ability to rule the creation tend to leave out people with developmental disabilities who struggle to exercise such a feature. This situation is not only unfair, but creates issues to these people when they read the biblical text with those lenses.